All right, let's say look at this guy's personal space. He just leans right on in. You can't really tell on the camera because the variation isn't that much. But there are people who kind of lean away like they don't. They need at least a foot there. Oh, sure, knock the thing out.
Yeah, I probably got glue on my shirt.
All right, there you go. Yeah, I didn't glue those in very well. Fine, you were right. Okay, so Thomas is a happy person, very affable, eager to please, certainly willing to jump in with both arms flailing if need be. I'd call Thomas a battle brother. And so yes, he's a recent father, and yeah.
Week and a half.
Yes, his mind was blown.
It's true.
Yeah, nothing. When that baby comes out, when the first baby comes out, that is a mind trip. Okay, so anyway, to give you a brief life history.
Let's see. I was born here in Utah, and then my mother was pursuing a PhD, so I spent some time in Kansas where my younger brother was born, and then some time in New Mexico where she was a professor, where my next youngest brother was born, and then we moved back here, and I've lived here the rest of my life. Went to high school up in Provo, the Hill.
Yeah.
Went to some college, a little bit of BYU before I stopped doing that.
Okay. How did you get hired on here?
How did I get hired on here? Janine, my wife, got hired first.
As a painter?
As a painter. And then I was just kind of around over time, and Shawn saw some of my stuff over time and was like, you know what, you got pretty good. I want to hire you. So.
Right. And you're in assembly.
You've
done some other things, but mostly assembly.
Mostly assembly.
Okay, great. Talk about wargaming. How'd you get into it, and what are you doing?
My younger brother and sister-in-law were into this game store, local game store, and they were hanging out there a lot and kind of almost worked there. And so we started hanging out with them down there, and that's kind of how I got into wargaming. That was the second time I got into wargaming. The first time I got into wargaming was when I was like 12 years old, and went to this Dragon's Keep on University Avenue in Provo, when I was 12.
Now, was that back when? Yeah, that must have been back when there were a hole in the wall.
With a hole in the wall.
Oh, that place was terrible.
It was awful. It was pretty bad.
Oh man. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, I was in wargaming when I was about 12 or something like that, and kind of, had other things going on. Found girls in D&D. And those took over. But then I got back into it because of my brother and sister-in-law, and then I got a job here, and so I just more and more it consumes my life.
So what do you play right now?
Mostly 40K. I play some fantasy. I'm learning War Machine. Yeah.
Okay, quirky skill or unusual talent?
I sword fight.
Sword fighting, yes. His unusual thing, the thing that pops into my head, is one arm is notably larger than the other. He actually has a crooked six-pack from working
swinging the
sword
one
arm
more.
Yep.
Yeah. A little weird.
I'm sorry, did you want to pick something else?
No, that's totally fine.
Oh, okay, great.
That's what I
Sword fighting.
That's who I am.
All right, thanks a lot, Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas, everybody. Bye.